Yeah, the more I start working with this channel, this YouTube channel, because we are channeling energy. That's what we do together. The more I feel the the need for this, and I think we're on the right track here, and it has not so much to do with what it is that I'm saying, or what it is that I am sharing with you, either being a technique or something that I woke up with. These are just the words. The energy is behind all this, and I think the importance of something like this is that we are sharing the energy field, right? We are sharing a frequency just by doing this, just by making these videos and you guys watching these videos. We are a community. We might not be physically present in the same room, but our energies are. You are part of this. I'm beginning to feel that now, even though I haven't even released the videos at this moment. I can already sense a community. Yeah, this frequency that you and I are inhabiting, so to say. It wants to grow, expand. It wants to be shared. And right now, I guess the inspiration that I felt for this channel was an invitation for that. I don't know. Everything is just a temporary thing, so I might look at that differently at a different time. But right now, it feels this is what needs to be done. And I already want to thank you for that. I already want to thank you for your contribution to this field, because you are contributing to this field. And yeah, and this it's time now. I think I've said it before, but it's time now that this becomes part of the mainstream. And it feels right, at least at this point in time. For me, it feels right that I'm doing this, and I'm not even sure what will come of this. I have no idea. I got the inspiration for this, and I went with it. That's all, and I have no idea of an outcome. I just feel at this moment that this is that I'm playing in the good sense of the word. This is me playing. This is me picking up the ball and start running. I don't know why I use an American football analogy there, but or a rugby metaphor. But yeah, that feels like what we're doing here. We are bringing this higher frequency into a broader area, and that area is a channel like YouTube. And I also noticed that there is so much out there already, but everything is there's a place for everything, obviously. But I noticed that there is so much false light in all the spiritual offerings that there are in books and in channels and in everything. And I want to, together with you, I want the light, the real light, to travel. And I want the real light, so that's what I mean with the galactic remembering and the remembering of being whole. That needs to travel. That needs to expand here on this planet. So that's why I call it traveling light, and I also call it traveling light, of course, because of the actual factual traveling. And I've always traveled light in the sense that I don't travel with a big suitcase. I only travel with carry-on luggage. And I've done this many times. I've even been around the world with just 2 bags. Once you make that decision to travel light, it becomes very easy. You don't need much. So this is traveling light, right? We're spreading the light. Hopefully it's as pure as it gets. At least it will be as pure as I can get it at this point in time, at this moment. You know, everything is work in progress. So what I consider to be light, true light right now, I might find in 2 years that that's also been false light. But at least my intention is to bring as much of the true light to the surface and share that, to let it expand with you. So that's why it might sometimes seem that I am thrashing on existing techniques or wisdoms or teachers, but that's not the case. It's just it's necessary. It's time now that everything comes to the surface, and that we pierce straight through all these scripts that are in place. And as I mentioned before, spirituality is full of scripts, and with this I aim to, together with you, to raise the frequency so that we can pierce through. That we can pierce through the false light, we can pierce through the light that isn't light, but that is just a reflection of light, without being a light source itself. Like the moon. The moon is a big one. The moon is not a source of light. The moon reflects sunlight, but it's not a source itself. It presents itself as a source of light, but it isn't. And that's a very smart trick. That's a very clever trick of the energies that are behind the scripts. They also wrote a script for the moon. The moon itself is an outpost for their energy. It's an outpost. It's an outpost. So that's why I am more and more, I wouldn't say cynical, but I'm more and more suspicious when I see a lot of what I call full moon girls on Instagram, for instance, or wherever. I'm sure that their intentions are beautiful. They are spiritual beings, works in progress. But it's time now that we pierced through that. I can't really remember what the place is, but I know that there are like scriptures in caves somewhere on this planet, or I think it's even on more than one place, somewhere in Africa or somewhere in where the, let's call it, invention of the moon, or the insertion of the moon um, is carved into the rocks, into the caves. There's a picture, like, first there wasn't a moon, and now all of a sudden there's a moon in the sky. And there are sources available. It's not easy to get to them, but there are sources that can show you that the moon hasn't always been there, but it's been inserted, and then through the magic of messing around with timelines, it appears that the moon has always been there. So the full moon, and adoring the full moon and worshipping the full moon and cleansing your minerals and your gemstones in the full moon, it is all very well possible that it's a script. For the very simple reason that it's literally false light presenting itself as light. So if you could choose between the sun and the moon, my idea would be go for the sun. And also, of course, this sun in our solar stencil, in our solar system. Solar stencil is a very Dutch messing up of words. The sun in our solar system is sort of a representative of an energetical sun, which you could call the Grand Central Sun. But that's an all other story that I will come back to some other time, most likely. So, a story about the essence of this community, the essence of this channel, and then that for some reason turned into the importance of real light, right? And always be your own counsel when it comes to things like this, because I can say that the moon is an outpost for a darker energy, or I can say that there's a lot of importance in our sun, but always keep your own counsel. If it doesn't feel right to you, what I am saying, drop it. Be discerning, be critical of all the information that comes to you, including me. Be sharp, and the source of your being sharp is not so much your logical mind, because that's not going to help you out here, but your gut and your heart. That's where it all lies.